A Democratic sweep is not something we would ever even think or dream of up until a month ago in this election. But you did use a word that I want you to talk about a little more. You said that Donald Trump's self-destructing campaign, you thought it could be deliberately. Talk about what you mean by deliberate. In his campaign strategy so far that seems to be flat-footed has been called flailing.
Well, the campaign is not flailing, it's the candidate. And I've often been critical about people in my profession, as they should be with me, when we make mistakes. The Trump campaign actually is reasonably well organized. It's the candidate that seems to be getting it wrong. And we've been at this now. We know what works, we know what fails. It's as though he's ignoring and deliberately engaging in messaging that will cost him votes. He has to win Georgia. He lost he lost Georgia, and the two senators lost in 2020, both of them, because Donald Trump condemned them, condemned the process, said his election was stolen, and convinced people not to vote. I can give you the best comparison to explain where we are right now. Kamala Harris reminds some men of their first wife. Donald Trump reminds some women, particularly younger women, of their first husband's divorce lawyer. And that level of anger and that level of vitriol guarantees that a candidate loses. So I'll say this, I'll put it out there, and I'll be condemned forever if I'm wrong. But if Trump continues the same campaign, does this in the debates, does this in challenges to Harris, and maybe there'll be another debate. If he continues on the course that he's taking right now, she's the next president of the United States. It's very dangerous for me to say so on a program like this because it can and will be used against me in my professional life. But that's how significant his mistakes are, and that's how much damage they are doing. And you asked me in the previous question, what could he do? The answer is threefold, and it's three questions. Are you better off today than you were 4 years ago? Did the Biden-Harris philosophy make inflation and immigration better or worse than it was under the Trump administration? And which candidate do you think is most likely to produce a meaningful, measurable, detailed plan of action for the future on immigration and on inflation? We know the answers to those questions. That is where Trump has his best lead. Ask it as a question, and voters will answer it in a way that Trump wants. Continue to make these ridiculous statements about race and gender and communism, and you'll lose. It really is that simple, and it really is that difficult.
To your